Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. Coloured gemstone mining and marketing company Gemfields has achieved record revenues at a 5-day ruby auction in Singapore. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer tells us more. Welcome, Martin.
Thanks, Natalie.
Martin, Gemfields has raked in $43.3 million at a sale of rubies from mined in Southern Africa. How did they manage to achieve this?
You know, it's so fantastic for the region that South Africans have sort of spotted an opportunity here. We sort of would never have thought of rubies and we'd never thought of emeralds, and I think Gemfields is doing a fantastic thing for the region by trying to extract some value out of this. Emeralds, of course, in Zambia, and the rubies now in Mozambique. And what a good thing for Mozambique. So the way they're doing it is sort of really professional in that they're consistently offering these rubies, these coloured gemstones, at very sort of credible type of auctions. They've chosen Singapore twice, and they're attracting people from all around the world to make bids. And we saw that they had that rather attractive rare ruby that got people's sort of attention shortly before the auction to sort of publicize it around the world. And then they had a number of people coming through. I think there were 50 different bidders coming through on this auction, and it's raised a record number. But of course, records are easy to talk about now because it's at the early stages. So this is like $10 million above the last one in June. But that's the trend that you want. You don't want it too dramatic, and it can just keep lifting. That gives the credibility, that makes sure that people attend these auctions because they feel that these are adding value to the actual industry around these coloured gemstones, which we really neglected. You know, the world was neglecting, yet they're so popular. People focus on diamonds, you know, they don't really focus on these coloured gemstones, particularly South Africans in the past. And now with this regional input, we sort of feel associated with this.
Speaking of diamonds, the company has said that it wants to do for rubies and emeralds what De Beers has done for diamonds. What's the update on that strategy? And
you know, up to the 40s, you know, coloured gemstones were running neck and neck with diamonds, but because of the exceptional management that De Beers have had with diamonds, this consistency of supply, consistency of value, diamonds have just streaked ahead and left rubies and things like emeralds behind. Now we have this London-listed Gemfields, part of Pallinghurst, sort of saying, hang on a bit, you know, can't we get these to run neck and neck again? Obviously, that's going to be a very difficult thing. It's going to have to go over a long period of time. But we see that, you know, Ian Hairbottle is the CEO, and Sean Gilbertson, South African roots, born in South Africa. I mean, Ian Hairbottle, he went to school down the road here, Germiston High School. So, you know, here are these locals who've spotted this opportunity, and it's always exciting to see that. And then turning them to such valuable account, doing well for the countries as well. So there is a framework that they work in, the Pallinghurst group, you know, that's headed by Brian Gilbertson, who has been far-seeing in our mining industry. They've also got that benefit of Fabergé, which was a fourth leg of the group, but it's now been brought into Gemfields, so it's a vehicle for Gemfields to market. So this is not only mining, but it's marketing. So the real model that De Beers had is being copied. And you see, you know, at the Oscars, people now walking around with emeralds that you never used to see before. So this marketing is really being done well, you know, in London and New York. Suddenly, emeralds are on the lips of people. I'm sure soon rubies are going to be on the lips through this gemstone, coloured gemstone thrust, which is, I think, really valuable for this region.
What do you expect the effect to be of the surge in demand for coloured gemstones on the areas in which they're mined?
You know, this is fantastic for Zambia because it is a mining country, normally associated with copper and other minerals, but all of a sudden there's a bit of a diversity. Only one mine at the moment. You know, not huge volumes, but it's the startup of something that I think is going to have legs because of the way it's being managed. It's being managed very well. The same thing in Mozambique. You know, the local, there's a local company in Mozambique that's got 25% of this, which is also great. It's like an empowerment for the local people. And then you've got the London-listed Gemfields marketing at high level. A wonderful mix between, you know, the low level of the pit and the high level of the Oscars, and getting these into the market in a way it goes from mine to market, which is a wonderful way of doing things, particularly in coloured gemstones. And then you've got the host communities around the mine. People are very aware now of host communities. That name is coming up over and over. The host communities. We used to call them near mine communities, but they've been elevated to host communities. And the expectation from host communities is growing. We see it around the world. Host communities want to say, they want jobs, they want some spin-off. And there's an awareness level which is great, both at government level and mining level, saying, you know, one of our biggest defenses against attack are the host communities. You know, if we can have them on our side, it's even better than having the government on your side, because they, as a civil society, will tell the government, look, this is great for us, don't disturb this. And it's the same in Zambia, that can happen, and in Mozambique, the host communities can benefit from this sort of value add, which is significant. You know, they're going to these auctions, and these are millions of dollars coming through, and it's still at an incipient stage. You know, if you just keep on at this pace, it's going to give that consistency that diamonds had, give that credibility, the transparency, and then you build something which could be equivalent to diamonds. It's going to be difficult, but at least that can be a target, and you've got the model to follow.
Thank you for chatting to us, Martin.
A great pleasure, Natalie.
That's it for today. Join us again next time for more news analysis on South Africa's mining industry.